But I need everybody over there to smash that like button. Me more on the other side. Y'all meet your boy over here on the other side. Greatly appreciate you. We about to talk about this Leo Santa Cruz. Except Leo Santa Cruz breaking news. You know what I mean? This is breaking news. You know what I mean? This such breaking news. Even I'm late for this, and y'all know how much your boy like breaking the goddamn news. You know what I mean? Uh, Yesterday I did a sudden T. The WBA out of nowhere, right? They gave Leo Santa Cruz 24 hours. They gave Leo Santa Cruz, 24 hours type deal to decide whether he will be facing L.Wood or he will be vacating his belt. You know what I mean? Type deal. Leo Santa Cruz. A lot of people thought Leo, was going to vacate his belts in a time where, a lot of people have, really just, been vacating their belts. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been coming out their belts, but in a time where a lot of people been vacating their belt, Josh Taylor, you know what I mean? Josh Taylor vacated his belt, you know what I mean, not too long ago. When I dropped my video yesterday, you know what I mean, I had a few people who felt like, a couple people, actually the majority, not even a couple people. I feel like the majority of people felt like goddamn Leo Santa Cruz was going to drop them fucking belt, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And whether you feel like Leo Santa Cruz going to win or whatnot, that's one thing, right? We all got our opinion type deal. That's another thing. Now we can really talk about it, you know what I mean, since the fight official. But I want to give Leo Santa Cruz, his flowers real quick. It's a shame boxing so fucked up right now. We got to give people their motherfucking flowers for doing shit that you really supposed to do, right? Like fighting the mandatory. I'm going to say that shit again. It's so fucked up in boxing right now. We really got to give people their flowers, right, for doing shit that you really supposed to do off the walk. Like fight that mandatory. I know what y'all thinking. Well, he ain't fight Gary Rose. I know he ain't fight Gary, but we can't go back on that. All we can do is talk about, the future and what this man doing now. So I'm gonna give Leo Santa Cruz, some credit for growing up. You know what I mean? Gary did touch your dad, had your dad hostage and all that shit. That was one thing. Yeah, that was still crazy. But yeah, anyway, but right now, I'm gonna give Leo some credit, for fighting L.Wood. You know what I mean? Fighting his mandatory. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. And this just me, you know what I'm saying, being ahead of the game. This just me, forward thinking, as I like to do. I like to forward think. Now, in this fight ain't officially made yet. Leo Santa Cruz has officially accepted that he wants this fight, but this fight hasn't been negotiated yet. The contract hasn't been worked out, nothing like that for this fight. Or you know what I mean? Or nothing like that. But Leo Santa Cruz has accepted this fight. You know what I mean? Now Leo Santa Cruz could negotiate this fight. He very well could negotiate this fight, right? It's very well an option, very well a possibility that he could negotiate this fight, right? You know what I mean? But I just want to run something by y'all real quick. I don't know if you know, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, because I be interested. I ain't gonna lie, I be interested, in stuff like this, especially when it comes to certain fighters. The purse bid, on this fight, giving it being Leo and giving it being L.Wood. You know what I mean? The purse split on this fight, it will be 75-25 in the favor of Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? So this fight kind of favors Leo Santa Cruz, you know what I mean, to go to purse bid. The automatic purse bid will be unless the WBA decides to adjust it or the WBA decides to do something different. You know what I mean? The purse bid for this fight will be 75-25. So don't be surprised if this fight between, Leo Santa Cruz and this fight between L.Wood, given that he's accepted it now. Don't be surprised if this fight goes to purse bid because of such a favorable split, when it comes to these purse bids. You know what I mean? Now, L.Wood could appeal it, but let's be real. When you appeal L.Wood to Leo Santa Cruz, when you're going off history of the fights and who's fought who, and you know what I mean, the lineage of each fighter, it's not close. Leo Santa Cruz, is the A side in this fight. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that it is going to go to purse bid, but in this fight, it very well would behoove, you know what I mean, Leo Santa Cruz to go to purse bid with that 70-25 split. So now this fight ain't got a date yet or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. But, this fight, Leo Santa Cruz has accepted this fight. He answered the 24-hour deadline. What's good, Ghost? Appreciate you sliding through this, young Ghost. Glad you can make it. My guy Mike Big was good. TWT in the building. Shout out to my guy Mike Big, CWT. Shout out to my guy Ricky Williams. He said we in here. TWT in the building. My guy Curtis Swell. Appreciate you sliding through this, young Curtis. Glad you can make it. Boxing matchups with Dwayne Freeman. Appreciate you sliding through this junk. TWT in the building. Appreciate you sliding through this junk. Glad y'all can make it. My guy Tay D was good. He said, yep, they sure is. Yep, the press conference is on. Shout out to my guy, does it really matter? He said Leo got brass balls fighting Tank, but he going into his next fight damaged. What's wrong with Leo? Does it really matter? You think Leo damaged? You saying he damaged goods, or like is he really hurt? You mean like he damaged goods, like he's shelling himself, or you saying he really hurt? I think this gonna be a good fight. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I actually like both fighters in this fight. You know what I mean? I don't want to say I don't got a dog in this. I really don't want to say I don't got a dog in this because I ain't gonna lie. I do like Leo Santa Cruz. I've been a fan of him a little longer than I've been a fan of L.Wood. You know what I mean? I got on L.Wood. I just found out who L.Wood was. I just found out L.Wood existed like a year and a half ago. And L.Wood just proved himself to me in that fight with Michael Conley, in which I bet on L.Wood and I won a lot of money. You know what I mean? Type deal. But L.Wood has won L.Wood last 2 or 3 fights have been upsets. I think for sure his last 2, he's won upset fights, both by knockout. L.Wood knockout to fight ratio don't tell you he'll knockout puncher, but lately he has been putting guys out. Yoda, what's good, Yoda? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Yoda. Shout out to my guy Yoda Wise sliding through the building. TWT in the building. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Yoda. Hold on. But hey, yeah, what's good, y'all? Appreciate you sliding through this junk. Teddy, I appreciate you sliding through. He said the only narrative we push is TWT for sure, man. That's the only thing we know. For real. And there's no narrative. He said, I think that uppercut and payday from Tank took some hunger out of Leo. You think Leo finna lay it down? I don't think Leo finna lay it down, man. I think Leo finna go in here and try to win. I think he finna go in here and try to win. I don't think it took no hunger out of Leo, man. I don't think he took no hunger out of him. Yep. He said damaged goods. Tank almost killed him. So so basically what we feel like on Southern T right now, how we feeling on Southern T right now is that Leo, Tank took a lot out of Leo. So we feeling like Leo ain't got enough right now. You know what I mean? So we feeling like Leo ain't got enough right now. What time you going on, Just? What time you going on, Just? I'm gonna come through your junk. Parlay with you. Like I don't think so. So basically, what it sounds like, just from what y'all telling me right now, is we kind of feel like Tank took a lot out of Leo. Won't feel like Leo the same. He said, not lay it down, but he not looking for any tough fights, just paydays. I think him taking L.Wood is a tough fight. I don't think L.Wood no pushover, man. I like L.Wood proved himself to me, his last fight. I like L.Wood as a legit fighter. L.Wood is a legit fighter. I don't think L.Wood is a hype job. I don't think he, one of those guys who they trying to build up in the UK that ain't really got it all. I think L.Wood is a pretty decent fighter. I think he ain't, I don't think he ducking no smoke. I think, he'll fight anybody. I think he'll gang fighter, I think he'll fighter you got to come in there and you going to have to beat him. He said, now go watch Leo last performance, family. He looked back and well rested. He looked like the KO. He looked like the KO never happened. Right, yeah, in fact, what I was thinking, just do like I thought maybe maybe I was, maybe I saw it, a little different, from my family. I really didn't see that, I thought he performed pretty good in that fight. That's why I like when he was like, when people see it, I'm like, dang, he didn't look as bad to me. He just didn't get a knockout. I think he looked like the same Leo almost. He just, so if Leo wins, does Tank get more credit? I give Tank full credit for Leo anyway. Leo is a legit win. Leo always been a legit win, man. Leo fought everybody but Gary Russell Jr., man. That's the only knock on Leo is he didn't fight Gary. And a lot of people didn't want to fight Gary, you know what I mean? A lot of people didn't want to fight Gary. But this Leo only knock is that he didn't, fight Gary. That's the only thing that I could knock him for. You know what I mean? But yeah, he should get more credit for it, Rick. I know you ain't talking about us, you know what I mean, because we be on boxing like in a different level from a lot of people. But I give him full credit. But yeah, he should get full credit if Leo win. You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of people already count Leo out, saying he not gonna win. I ain't gonna get my prediction just yet. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? But I see a lot of channels, a lot of people, a lot of my people, a lot of the family, feel like L.Wood, go win this. And I'm gonna reserve my prediction, but I think, right now I got it like a 50-50 fight. You know what I mean? L.Wood didn't look good enough against Michael Conlon. I was calling him Michael Conlon. Against Michael Conlon, for me just to be like, yeah, he stopped L.Wood. He stopped Leo. He just go destroy Leo. Let's be real about it. And I like L.Wood. He was losing this fight, right? And he ended up stopping Mike Conlon, knocking him through the ropes to win by complete knockout. If Michael Conlon probably had to get up for a count, Michael Conlon probably still would have won. You know what I mean? He probably still would have won if he got up. And I bet it on L.Wood. And I won some money that night with L.Wood being the underdog. You know what I mean? Type deal. He said Leo didn't look bad. He just been MMA. He just been MIA. He's giving me Mikey vibes. We got to give him a little better than Mikey because he won his comeback fight, right, Teddy? At least he won his jump. He said Leo probably retires in 2 years. Max, yeah, I can see that. Leo got a lot of fights. He been in for a minute, too. He an older guy. Leo ain't as young as we think he is. Somebody check Leo age right now. I bet you Leo older than you think he is. No cap. He said if Leo dropped his belt and fought Vargas, then people will be calling him a facts, Curtis. And I gave Leo credit for it. Facts. And that's why the first thing I did on this video was give Leo credit for it. And I was saying it's messed up, we gotta give people credit, for doing stuff, that they have to do, for doing stuff that they should do anyway by fighting mandatories in these day times. But just look, we done had Josh Taylor drop 2 belts. We done had Juan Estrada drop a belt. We're in the time of everybody dropping the belt. And Leo Santa Cruz, decided to defend his belt. And he had another fight that he could have took for a belt. He still decided to defend his belt. You know what I mean? When the tide of boxing right now was telling him that he could have just dropped his belt and fought the other fight. You know what I mean? But I gave Leo Santa Cruz, some credit for doing what he had to do. Anyway, he said 50-50 in my eyes. L.Wood was getting touched up till he got the KO. Facts just do. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? He said, hell no, he didn't. Wood was sleep first round. Keep it 100. Woods was sleep first round. What you mean, Teddy? He was sleep? I think L.Wood beat Leo. I'm gonna reserve my pick for that OTB. Shout out to my guy OTB sliding through this junk. Appreciate you sliding through this junk, OTB. Glad you could make it, pimp. TWT in the building. I'm gonna reserve my pick on right now. I don't want to give too much away on it, but I do think it's a good fight. I think it's a nice 50-50 fight. L.Wood, he in his last fight, he just ain't do enough to me where I off the top, think that he beat Leo Santa Cruz. I will say this: if Leo Santa Cruz was in his prime, I probably wouldn't think L.Wood beat him at all because Leo Santa Cruz, is a little older. He's been through that wear and tear. He had that Tank fight, which knocked a little bit out of him, a little bit off him. That's why I got it 50-50 right now. You know what I mean? There was a time when I wouldn't even have this fight, this close. OTB said, can't wait to break this fight down. Oh, yeah, facts, bro. It's going to be it's going to be a good one. Me too. I'm going to have fun with it. That's why I don't want to give my prediction just yet. I don't want to give it to him just yet. You know what I mean? He said facts T Wood needed that knockout. Yeah, he really did. If he didn't get that knockout, that would have put Woods out the game. And I like Woods, you know what I mean? I like Woods. But yeah, he did need that knockout against Michael Conley. It probably was, knockout out of the year given the circumstances. You know what I mean? Of it. I liked it. I enjoyed watching it. Highly entertaining fight. You watched that fight on Southern T. I called it my damn self. Enjoyed it. He said, yeah, the Tank fight was just icing on the cake. In my opinion, he's good. That's all. He said, how old is Ortiz? Rumors are over even 50. Stop it. Don't start with that Ortiz. Don't start with the Ortiz stuff. He said the first knockdown Woods was asleep. He jumped up like Fury did. Oh, he was asleep. Okay, bet. Okay, yeah. He was asleep. He jumped up like Fury did in the fight. But I'm glad the ref missed it because the fight was amazing. Shout out my guy, Tay D, man. I appreciate y'all folks sliding through this joint. If y'all could do your boy a favor, smash that like button, whether you're here for a good time or a long time. If y'all could hit that like button. 14 people in the building, 12 likes. If I could I get 8 of y'all to smash that like button? Get your boy up to 20 likes. I need 8 more y'all to smash that like button. Whether it's your first time, if you could, not make it your last time. If y'all could, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated when this thing talking about Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz has officially accepted the WBA's mandatory bid to face L.Wood. You know what I mean? And I'm saying purse bid likely in this because the purse bid split for this fight is 75-25. L.Wood is the zone. You know what I mean? Leo Santa Cruz is PBC. You know what I mean? If PBC has no, ties to the zone or L.Wood, you know what I mean? So they don't have to necessarily work with these guys to make this fight happen. You know what I mean? So I could see this fight going to purse bid, especially with Leo Santa Cruz having a 75-25 purse split. If this fight goes to purse bid and PBC gets it, it's 75, 25 either way. So that's just the PBC pairing their fighter, which they was going to do anyway. You know what I mean? But if the zone gets it, they would then have to pay, Leo Santa Cruz 75% of the split anyway. Now the only way that could change if L.Wood, if he petition, to have the split change. But when you going up, when you putting L.Wood value up against Leo Santa Cruz value, it's not really close or it's not really in the same boat. You know what I mean? So that's a battle that he will lose anyway. You know what I mean? He said Leo 5 years ago over Wayne Woods. Exactly. You know what I mean? I just think L.Wood got a better chance at him right now. And I like L.Wood. But if they were the same age, I would take Leo, and I'd probably take Leo easy. But now it's a 50-50 fight, given the circumstance. I'm going to hold my pick, though. I'm going to hold my prediction because I don't want to run it. He said he is the age he is. If he isn't, folks got to. Are you talking about? Yeah. Okay. Okay. He said Al loves Leo though. He might negotiate with Woods. Why would Al negotiate with Woods when Leo already got the advantage? He already got the bigger side. He already got the bigger cut. What Al gonna do is he gonna let that shit go to purse bid so his fighter could get the most. Al not finna take money out of his fighter pocket. You know what I mean? He don't owe the zone nothing, especially with all this shit that the zone and Eddie Hearn them be talking, about them. Eddie Hearn just said not too long ago that the USA, quote unquote, trying to blackball him and trying to keep him out the fight. You know what I mean? I just did a Southern T on Eddie Hearn saying this shit that they trying to blackball him and keep him out the loops in America. I guess Eddie Hearn must have forgot that he said he coming over here to take all their fighters and take over American boxing and shit like that. You know what I mean? They're not finna throw them folks no goddamn bone. You know what I mean? If you tell Leo Santa Cruz, hey bro, you gotta fight this fight, it's a mandatory. Leo Santa Cruz petitioned not to fight this fight to get an even bigger payday, right? To fight Ray Vargas for unification. You know what I mean? They said, nah, you gotta fight, right? So boom, why would he play by the rules and not go along? Why would he play by the rules and go along when they're already making him do this when he really wanted to fight Ray Vargas? So I'm finna take my mandatory and I'm finna let this shit go to motherfucking purse bid where I can get 75% of the earnings and I might get close to that Ray Vargas bag made with my own people. What's good, Batman Forever 817? Appreciate you sliding through. He said Leo get paid and Al doesn't have to front the bill. There you go, Tay D. There you go, my brother. There we go. See what I'm saying? We're on the same page. Now we see what I'm saying? It just make more sense for Leo to let it go to purse bid. That's why I'm saying purse bid. Like, this ain't me getting no tip. This just me, putting a tip out there for Leo if he happen to run across this joint. Letting y'all know the business. It's likely to go to purse bid because of the split. They didn't say this. This Sudden T. Now watch when this thing go to purse bid, y'all gonna be like, Sudden T said this. But this now, Leo Santa Cruz most definitely, accepted this fight. And I'm saying it's more likely to go to purse bid because they split looking decent. You know what I mean? Type deal. He said, shit, Al might bid just to make the zone. That's what I'm saying. Either way, he gonna have to pay his fighter. Either way, Al gonna pay his fighter. You know what I mean? What's good, Tay Tay? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Tay Tay. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it. Shout out my girl Tay Tay sliding through this, John TWT in the building. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Tay Tay. He said Vargas looked terrible. Leo would have smashed him. He said Al always do good business, bro. Yeah, that is true. He always do good business, but you gotta think Eddie Hearn and Eddie Hearn them just came out. Eddie Hearn, I ain't gonna say Eddie Hearn them. Eddie Hearn just came out not too long ago and said the USA fighters trying to block me out. Why you think we don't make fights with them? They trying to counsel me in the USA. But he forgot that he said he gonna take all their boxes and take over USA boxing in a 5-year span. So you think they finna help you take their boxes and take over boxing? You was talking all that big shit. Now you want to say that they blocking you out. Them folks ain't finna, throw him no bone or nothing like that. And if he do throw him a bone, it's because he fuck with L.Wood, not because he fuck with Eddie Hearn. I say that. He said Bud finna make more money than he ever has, and that ass whooping he go humble him. And we're going to see a different Bud moving forward. Shout out A17. He said, I hope Leo destroy Wood, but I think Leo damaged. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a hell of a fight, man. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I think Wood is a formidable opponent. I think Wood, is legit. Leo, I think Leo has his last fight don't show that he lost a step. You know what I mean, Leo? But anytime you coming off a fight like that with Tank, you gotta believe that you lost a step, especially with the way that he lost. He was giving his all in that fight type deal, and he really went down. They wasn't expecting to get put down. You know what I mean? He was winning. He was actually winning that fight. People want to say, oh, he was losing to Rolly, oh, he was losing to whoever, but he was actually losing to Leo. You know what I mean? Leo was putting in work in that fight, and anytime you lose like that, it takes something out of you. You know what I mean? It takes something out of you. He said, Buzz, you're not about to say I got my ass beat by a nigga who can't make adjustments. He said he got like the money and respect. He gets so much even when he lose the fight in the rematch. He go fight Jerome or Thurman before he sit down. Watch what I tell you. Yeah, I did see him say something about he'll fight Jerome, but I don't want to too much to speak on that because I don't even want to put that in the ether before we handle the business we got to handle. What's good, Sheldon? Sheldon said, great fight, can't wait. Yep, hell yeah. They ain't, they ain't came up on no contract or no negotiation yet or nothing like that. But the WBA gave Leo Santa Cruz 24 hours yesterday. So this was just Leo Santa Cruz responding, to the demands. And he decided, to fight the fight against L.Wood. You know what I mean? So that is, that's something for us to be, on the lookout, and I'm saying myself that purse bid is probably likely. You know what I mean? I ain't seen the interview for what that when he said he accepted. Now he ain't say no interview. His team just put the word out. Hold on, I'm finna read it out for you. Talking about the interview where he said now he ain't said in no interview. His team put the news out there. A lot of times, these guys don't even put out interviews. A lot of times they'll just tell these people, word of mouth, and press, and they'll put it out. But let me read it off from you where I got it from. But yeah, man, I won't be out here putting out no bullshit. Man. Oh, Bud interview. Okay. He just started carrying in Crawford. Okay, y'all talking about Erling Bud. Here y'all go. Man. Here y'all go. Yeah, WBA. The WBA put this out 2 hours ago. But now you just my bad, A1. You just reminded me, though, just to read out, read this shit out, verbatim. WBA Boxing tweeted this. You can look at it. Leo Santa Cruz's team contacted the WBA Championships Committee and indicated that he would accept the mandatory fight against L.Wood. You know what I mean? The mandatory split would be 75 25 type deal. You know what I mean? Uh Yep. So that's the latest news. It said in Josh Warren. It said Josh Warrington hopes in November after he recovered from the big fight with the broken jaw with Martinez. He said he want to fight the winner of Leo Santa Cruz and L.Wood. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do that one tomorrow type deal. But yeah, Josh Warrington sticking his nose in there. You know what I mean? You know what I noticed too? A lot of them, now all of a sudden they want to unify with each other and they want to fight each other. I think they want to unify and they want to fight each other right now. It's because they know they got down Robeisy Ramirez, young fella down there at 126, and he about to get that belt, and he about to get that belt up off Navarrete real soon down there at 126. 126 got all these old dudes. Now all of a sudden they want to fight each other. All them old dudes want to fight each other now at 126 because Robeisy Ramirez down there. Now, when it comes to L.Wood and Leo Santa Cruz, that's a mandatory, so I get that. But now, all of a sudden, Josh Warrington want to unify, and Navarrete still don't want to fight nobody. But Robeisy Ramirez on Navarrete ass at 126. You know what I mean? He said, "Hey, what you got to do to start a sanctioning body?" I was finna make a joke, but I ain't gonna do that. Teddy, the best thing I can tell you, man, probably Google that shit, bro. Google this shit is probably the best way I can tell you, man. Y'all just seen key vid, all that extra he added on. Just tell us how you got shot, nigga. Who got shot? L.Wood. Okay. Y'all talking about Bud. Okay. Yeah. But I don't know how you'll start your own or sanction body. You probably have to Google this shit, bro. You probably have to Google this shit, bro. You know what I mean? But my also real shit, Teddy, that's the last thing we need is another sanctioning body. We really need like some people to sanction over the sanctioning body. We need like a union or some shit. We need one person. We need one person who gotta oversee, them. They could make their own moves individually, but we still need like a group of people who oversee their moves that they're making individually. We need somebody to keep them in check. You know what I mean? It's too freelance when everybody can make their own rules. They could make their own rules and they could change their own rules as soon as they make them. You know what I mean? Type deal. So you can make a rule and you can make that rule apply for anybody as long as you want to. But as soon as it apply for a guy that you don't want it to apply to, you could change that rule and now it'll be the rules. You know what I mean? And then you just give him a little punishment, a little slap on the wrist to say that you did something for the old rule. But now the new rule, allow him to keep doing what he's doing, or now the new rule allow you to do what you couldn't do with the old rule. You know what I mean? She just, crazy boo. So we need somebody to oversee them as well. Them overseeing each other ain't, necessarily working out for the best of boxing. You know what I mean? Them overseeing themselves ain't necessarily working out for the best of boxing because not everybody's gonna be honest with you, especially doing business. When it comes to doing business, you really find out, who people really are. When you got to do business with them. You know what I mean? When you got to oversee yourself, you know what I mean? That's one thing. You can really do whatever the hell you want to do when you get to oversee yourself if nobody checking you. You know what I mean? It's up to you to stay on your standard. It's up to you, to do the right thing. You can or you don't. You can or you can't or you will or you won't do it when it's you governing yourself, because who go govern you? You know what I mean? That's why I feel like, yeah, they could even be all individuals, but we need somebody to govern them as individuals. You know what I mean? Just like the NBA, have individual teams in it. You could have individual teams, WBC, WBA, IBF, you know what I mean, WBO and shit. You can have different teams, but we still need one person, or one thing to govern them. We need somebody above them to regulate what the hell, they dishing out and what they doing. Because, not everybody go do the right thing. You know what I mean? Especially when you got so much money and you got business involved and all this shit. You know what I mean? Type deal. So that's my whole little spiel on that shit, when it comes to that. You know what I mean? But I like the fact now the crazy part is the WBA under investigation right now, right? But I'm about to say I like the fact that the WBA is doing this consolidation tournament. Now they is being slow and they picking and choosing when they want to do it, but I will say that they is, you know what I mean, getting to it, you know what I mean, type deal. So I do like the aspect that they actually are, you know what I mean, making these guys fight, you know, making these guys fight type deal. We actually are getting some good fights out of this WBA consolidation thing, but I need for them, you know, to keep it up in these other divisions. It's like Dave Morrell Jr. got a belt, right? Y'all gave Canelo Alvarez like a whole nother fucking year and a half before, you know, he had to fight, you know, another mandatory in the WBA. But you seem to be around here, you know, calling all the other judges willy nilly, you know what I mean? At first I was complaining about you, you know what I mean, not calling Laura's, but you finally called Laura's, you know what I mean? But you gave Canelo out earlier in this by, you know, David Morrell Jr. is going to be the WBA regular champ for at least another year. You know what I mean? Type deal before Canelo is forced to fight him. So my thing is, which of these sanctioning bodies is going to force Canelo hand and make him have to fight a mandatory? We know the WBC not gonna do it. That's Mauricio Suleiman, and we know goddamn WBA just came out with their ruling, and I just knew that, you know, the WBA was gonna get him on their regular belt thing, but they gave him until like what, March of next year, like May of next year, for him to even have to answer it, and you know you get like 8 months after that. So Canelo Alvarez will probably never, you know, fight a David Morrell if the WBA, you know, have to consolidate. But maybe, you know, as far as they go, I don't know what the hell, you know, we gonna get out of that. But I do like this WBA thing, you know what I mean? The only one I wish, the only one they missed on, I think, was Morrell and not making Canelo having to fight him in his next fight when he come back down. You know what I mean? He said David Morrell got a mentor. He's supposed to fight next. Crazy. Yeah, but yeah, David Morrell about to fight a mentor for his regular belt, but David Morrell should be the mentor for Canelo's real belt. Just like Boo Boo Andrade had went up with his WBO belt, right? And then they threw that Zach Parker wrench in front of Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. You know what I mean? So I kind of see, you know, what's going, what's up with that. It's a messed up situation, you know, what's going on, you know, with the sanctioned bodies and how they protect Canelo or whatnot. But I wish everybody, you know, will have some type of form of what the WBA is doing right now. The WBA is doing it because they had so many belts out. You know, Tank had to fight Rolly because of the WBA thing too. Tank Davis and Rolly Romero both, you know, had a form of the strap, so they had to fight each other as well. You know what I mean, for the WBA strap. That's how that fight, you know, came about. Uh, anyway, so I like what the WBA doing. I like what the WBA doing. I think everybody should have some kind of form of consolidation, which makes these fighters fight each other like that. You gotta put their backs against the wall, you know what I mean, and make them make, you know, the tough decisions, you know what I mean, like this type deal. Oh, y'all talking about Erlen Bud again. Oh yeah, but hell yeah. Leo, you know, Leo decided to keep, you know, his WBA strap. He not gonna let it go. And I'm doing a video about B-Fig. I may do it later on tonight, or I may do it first thing in the morning. You know, I got an interview, you know, I got an article. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all about it. You know, when I tell y'all about it, you know, it's gonna be tonight later on. But I got an article where Ray Vargas said, you know what I mean, that Brandon Figueroa right now is more risk versus reward, and he would much rather fight Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? So it's looking like Ray Vargas may not be getting that Leo Santa Cruz fight. So my fight is, you know, so my thing is next, if unless Vargas fights a Navarrete or Josh Warrington, you know, or somebody, you know, for unification or something like that, unless he gets a fight like that, you know what I mean? Him not wanting to fight Brandon Figueroa, you know, will be considered as a duck. You know what I mean? Brandon Figueroa called his name. Was good, DP. Appreciate you sliding through this junk. Brandon Figueroa called his name. You know, he wanted to fight Leo. I understand that. Leo's a bigger money fight. You know what I mean? Make it happen. But now Leo is fighting L.Wood. So at this point, you know, Brandon Figueroa is an open fight. Unless you're about to unify with somebody. You know, Brandon Figueroa is PBC, you PBC. Brandon Figueroa looked good in his first fight against Carlos Castro. You know what I mean? At 126, again, 126. Is at the point like where most of the champions are older guys, and then you got the young crop of guys who coming in. You know what I mean? Cool boy. Steph is sitting down there at 122. Brandon Figueroa just for Cool Boy, then moved up to 126. You know what I mean? You got Luis Nery, you know what I mean, who goes up and down from 22 to 26. You got Warrington, who's the IBF champ. You got Navarrete, who's the WBO champ. You got Robeisy Ramirez, who has a version of the WBO strap. You know what I mean? And then you got who else has a strap at 120? Ray Vargas, you know what I mean? Type deal. Just got it from Martin Magaiso. You know what I mean? So, 126 is starting to do a little moving and shaking. You know what I mean? Young guys versus old guys. So Brandon Figueroa and Ray Vargas is looking like it makes sense. But I'm going to do a video on that. I don't want to say too much on that. You know what I mean? He said, will Brandon take the fight against Ramirez and take it his first loss ever, KO loss? Robeisy Ramirez got Navarrete. Him and Navarrete, that's the fight I'm pushing right now, Robeisy and Navarrete. I'm going to do that. I might as well just go and do that joint. You know what I mean? Next week, since we talk about 126, since we got all this shit, you know what I mean, popping off, you know what I mean, type deal. But yeah, we need but yeah, I got this John wrote down this too. I almost erased it too because I kind of felt like it outdated itself. But with L.Wood and Leo Santa Cruz coming down, that Ray Vargas, coming, it ain't aging too well. Yep. But yeah. So I'm gonna see how that junk go. Unless Ray Vargas, unify with somebody. Unless Ray Vargas unify with somebody, I would love to see that B-Fig fight. He said Ramirez over Navarrete. They both over there. You know what I mean? They both over there. The fight just make a little sense to me. That man said Ramirez over Navarrete. I think I ain't gonna give out my pick on that either because that jump might happen. You know what I mean? He did Figgy can get styled on, style brutally. It'll be worse than Nova fight. Wait on it. Yeah, probably so, but he gotta take out Navarrete first. Navarrete over there on top rank with him. You know what I mean? He got that I think it's like the Continental WBO strap or something like that. Navarrete got the WBO strap. I think that's the fight right there that's coming down to fight for Robeisy Ramirez or more than anything. That fight with Navarrete. A fight with Navarrete is more than likely about to happen. L.Wood about to fight Leo Santa Cruz. Warren said he want to fight the winner of that fight. But in a perfect world, you know what I mean, we could give Warrington to fight like either Warrington versus Navarrete, Warrington versus, at this point, we need to get them guys to unify. Warrington, Navarrete, I said Navarrete. Warrington and Navarrete could throw down because we know he ain't gonna fight Robeisy Ramirez, right? You know what I mean? So maybe that'll push him to fight Navarrete. Now he said he want to wait on this winner. You know what I mean? 126 gonna have to, they're gonna have to start moving. You know what I mean? Especially with Cool Boy Steph about to come up. Cool Boy Steph is what, one fight away from unification. Undisputed down there. Especially with Cool Boy about to come up. You know what I mean? Those guys gonna have to start, unifying with each other, or they gonna run into some of those young bulls down there, which gonna be a lot worse, whooping for them. You know what I mean? Especially when Cool Boy get to coming up. Robeisy Ramirez looking like a dog down there. Leo Santa Cruz and L.Wood, they about to handle business. Ray Vargas, you can either fight B-Fig, you know what I mean, Navarrete or Josh Warrington. At this point, if he don't fight, B-Fig is gonna look real suspect, especially with you saying B-Fig too high risk for you right now for the reward, which I'm gonna do a certainty on just not today. He said Ramirez, a dude who just knocked out Nova. Yeah, yep, facts. Bishop Court. Yeah, yep. That's Robisi. Yep, that's Robisi Ramirez. Yep, that's him. You know what I mean? At 126, he the WBC Continental champion or some shit like that. He got a version of the WBA or the WBO belt. He the WBO Continental champion or something like that. He got a version of that belt, so they put him in line, for Navarrete. That's why I keep hollering out Navarrete for him. Navarrete got to get right. Navarrete got to get right and do his goddamn thing. You know what I mean? Because that young bull is on his tails. You know what I mean? But all this came up, all this sparked up because Leo Santa Cruz had just informed the WBA that he will be taking the L.Wood fight. You know what I mean? I'm going to give him some credit for taking the L.Wood fight. A lot of people thought, Leo Santa Cruz would vacate his belt. You know what I mean? I had said the other day, you know what I mean? He shouldn't vacate his belt. And I said I'd be a little surprised, if he did. Leo Santa Cruz don't strike me, as the guy who will be out here vacating belts. And just as soon as I said that, Juan Estrada came out with the news, that he vacated his belt and letting Joshua Franco, you know what I mean, take over as the champion at 115. Josh Taylor just got rid of 2 belts, the WBA belt and the WBC belt. You know what I mean? He just got rid of 2 belts. We're in a time where people, not really being, and it's sad that we got to give, somebody credit for taking the mandatory, and the mandatory is supposed to be something that you do automatically. You know what I mean? But we in a time where people are really out here, dropping belts over, actually fighting their mandatories. Fighting mandatories, mandatory are supposed to be fights that you have to fight. These guys would rather get off their belt, to step in the ring with a guy, and I think that's telling. You know what I mean? That's extremely telling type deal. And I think that's a bad look for boxing. I think that leave a sour taste, on the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? I think they leave a bad taste in the mouth of the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Too many champions, letting go their belts. Leo Santa Cruz, I seen a lot of challenges and a lot of people saying Leo probably was gonna let that junk go. I'm glad he didn't because L.Wood versus Santa Cruz is a good fight. You know what I mean? Type deal. A lot of people count Leo. I know a lot of my people feel like Leo ain't gonna win, and I will say there's gonna be an uphill battle for Leo. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like I know it's gonna be an uphill battle for Leo. Type deal. This ain't gonna be an easy fight for him, especially given his age and the work on him. He's out on like Abraham. No one glad he got KO clowning me. Oh, and then he launched the debut. L.Wood, he said Leo versus Wood. Will it be on Showtime? Right? It won't be on nothing yet. You know what I mean? The WBA mandated this fight. It don't necessarily have to be on Showtime. It's a mandatory fight, so it could go to purse bid, but it's up to them to come together and try to get a fight done. It should be a joint promotion. You know what I mean? If a deal could be worked out, if everything happened the way it's supposed to, it'd be a joint promotion with Showtime in the zone. But I'm thinking that's not going to be able to happen because it don't happen often. You know what I mean? And it's going to have to go to purse bid. And also, with it going to purse bid, it works out for Leo Santa Cruz and Al Heyman. You know what I mean? Because the people who want to fight are going to bid on it. Al Heyman and them have to pay. You know what I mean? Leo Santa Cruz anyway. You know what I mean? He's going to be the A-side in this fight if they put it on. But if it's mandated, you know what I mean? It helps out Leo Santa Cruz because he gets 75% of the purse. So if they happen to win it, then they're just paying their fighter 75% of the purse anyway, which is what they was going to do. And if the zone win the purse bid, they're going to have to pay Leo Santa Cruz 75% of the purse anyway. So Leo Santa Cruz will win either way if it goes to purse bid. Now, there is a chance where I could see Al Heyman and them working it out. because, like my guy said earlier, Al Heyman always do good business. But there also is a chance where I could see them not being able to work it out because, the Zone and PBC have trouble working out deals anyway together with them. You know what I mean? I can see it not working out and then going to purse bid. You know what I mean? But it's not on no sanction. It's not on nobody yet. It ain't on no done yet. He said you ain't worthy of being a champion if you drop your belt to avoid a mandatory facts. Like, it just don't make sense. We really just seen Juan Estrada, right, in 2022 drop a real WBA belt to fight Chocolatito for a franchise WBC belt. Bro, that's literally dropping a real belt for no belt because that belt is not real. That's literally the only belt that man got. They gave him a belt in order to not have to fight his mandatories and duck. That's a fucking title and not like a belt title. That's a title, isn't like a name, a designation. It's franchise. That ain't a real fucking belt. It's a franchise title, meaning your name. And it's crazy. That's the only belt he got. Now I know once you have it, they can't take it away from you. But to be parading around here as if he's still a champion, and he's not a champion anymore. You know what I mean? He's not a champion anymore once he gave the WBA belt because that was the real belt. You know what I mean? That he had. Type deal. That was the real belt that he had, and he ain't got even got that belt no more. You know what I mean? It's like the sport that I love, man. It's becoming a mockery, bro. Like the way that a lot of these people moving. You know what I mean? These dudes really, some of these dudes would rather get a fake belt than to challenge a real challenger. Some of these dudes out here who begging for opportunities to get fights, opportunities to get championship matches, and then there's other dudes who out here turning down, championship fights and opportunities because, you know what I mean, they scared. You got guys who've been off of mandatory multiple number of times, and then you got guys like O'Shaka Foster who can't seem to fucking buy a mandatory shot, you know what I mean, from these guys to save his life. It's like the game just, you know what I mean, fucked up. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier, man, about that, about a union. You got to be some type of union, and we could preach this shit till we blue in the face, you know what I mean? But as long as these sanctioning bodies able, to not have nobody put that pressure on them, as long as they able to, move freely and not have to answer, to anybody, it's going to be a lot of inconsistent movements and a lot of fucked up, foul movements going on in boxing until we able to get, I actually like that it's been 4 belt. I think multiple belts could actually work. Just like, you could have 32 teams under one NBA banner or 30 teams under a football banner. I think you could have, multiple belts, 4 belts, but we just got to get somebody to govern the 4, you know what I mean? So they can't make every single decision that they want to make. Because again, when you give people a little power, you know what I mean? People, some people move a little different, you know what I mean? And when you involve money, not everybody, is going to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Not everybody can handle that, you know what I mean, power. Again, you see people, true colors when you get, their money involved. If everybody's governing themselves, not everybody's going to move accordingly and govern themselves the correct way. Some people are going to use loopholes. You know what I mean? That's exactly what a lot of these guys are doing, which is what's watering down, you know what I mean, the sport in the game. You know what I mean? Type deal. He said, by definition, you can be franchise champion because you have no mandatory facts. He said, that's why they need a governing body over boxing so bad. Yep. They need one guy. Not one guy, but, one body to get the final say. Because these people getting, their own final say. It's just, it ain't been working out too good, you know what I mean? If we can get everybody to move a certain way, then maybe, but, these people, be half-stepping, they be tiptoeing, all that good shit. And I'm going to be on this 10 more minutes, man. I ain't going to hold up too much of y'all time. I just wanted to make sure that I came here and I did, my follow-up. Because yesterday, the WBA told Leo Santa Cruz that he had 24 hours. I said, damn, they gave Leo they put Leo on the time clock. You know what I mean? And I was just speaking on my other stream, about that type deal. Then news had broke that Leo actually had made a decision. And Leo decision, surprising to everybody, not surprising to me. You know what I mean? I like that Leo, decided, to fight L.Wood. One, because I think it's a good fight. Two, because I seen a lot of people, was doubting L.Wood. I mean, a lot of people was doubting Leo Santa Cruz about his intentions with this. That was saying he gonna move up. That was saying he gonna drop the belt, fight Ray Vargas because L.Wood is smoking. And I like L.Wood. He did good in his last fight, but L.Wood didn't do good enough in his last fight. Where I just think he automatically will destroy and beat a guy like Leo Santa Cruz. Even with Leo Santa Cruz, having the wear and tear on him. Coming off that Tank Davis fight and fighting Tank Davis, does change you. That would change anybody. You know what I mean? But I think he's still game enough, to compete with anybody. Is Leo Santa Cruz. And again, L.Wood, has a lot of holes and a lot of flaws in his game. You know what I mean? He's not a guy who I think that Leo Santa Cruz is incapable of beating. You know what I mean? I think that's a very winnable fight for Leo. Haven't given my pick on the fight. But off the top, first out, just looking at it first, man, I think that's a pretty 50-50 fight, pretty even fight. You know what I mean? Can't give anybody just a clear advantage. I think if Leo Santa Cruz was, like a little bit younger, you know what I mean? I think he'll win this fight, kind of easy. You know what I mean? I do. But because, with the wear and tear and the age, I think it's more of an interesting fight right now. L.Wood has won, 2 straight fights where he's been the underdog. I'm guessing he's going to be the underdog in this fight against, Leo Santa Cruz. Given Leo Santa Cruz track record and everything, I would think that he would be the favorite, you know what I mean, in this fight. So L.Wood is going to get his chance, to play spoiler once again. You know what I mean? As well, can y'all do your boy a favor? I got 17 likes on this junk. Can I get 3 of y'all to smash that like button for your boy? Get your boy to that 20 mark. I like nice round numbers. I'm finna get up out of here. You know what I mean? I'm just in here, shooting the shit. Had to tell y'all that we could be looking forward to L.Wood versus Leo Santa Cruz. It's official now. You know what I mean? L.Wood accepted the fight. So that is something that we could be looking out for. No, a deal hasn't been signed. No, it hasn't went to purse bid yet. But we gotta wait and see if PBC and the zone can come together to make this fight happen. Which I'm thinking that they're not gonna be able to happen. I think more than likely what's going to happen is they're going to go to purse bid. You know what I mean? And I think that favors PBC, and I think that favors L.Wood. You know what I mean? Somebody said, Boo Boo got mandated. Boo Boo got mandated for what? Boo Boo got mandated for what? Lara got Boo Boo got mandated for what? Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. So he ain't got he ain't so they took that Zach Parker shit away. He got mandated for the 160 or 168 verse. Oh yeah. He been did that. He accepted it. Did he accept it? He been got mandated. Did he accept it though? No, he had moved up to 168. He moved up to 168 for Jennebeck. Oh yeah, bet I see it. Oh yeah, sure did. He accepted it. Yep, he accepted it. Sure did. I see it, Coach Joe. Yep. Now they been mandated to Coach Joe. He just accepted it now. They negotiate. Yeah, they negotiate. Yep, 160 finna unify, bro. I'm telling you. 160 finna start unifying. I was telling you, I was just asking. On my last video, my live video, and that it'll be just that look. If Boo Boo fight Jennebeck, he better do it. Okay, let me write that down. Bet. So we about to get Boo Boo versus Jenny Big. Show did. They sure did, Coach Joe. Shout out to my guy, Coach Joe, bringing that to my attention. I've been asking for that shit all day. I said that'll be good. They sure did. They sure did. I see it. Yep. But they negotiating on it. Hell yeah. Bet, but I'm finna get the fuck up out of here, y'all. Well, nah, I got 4 more minutes. I'm gonna shoot the shit for 4 more minutes. I'm gonna shoot the shit for 4 more minutes. Then I'm gonna look over all the basketball tournament bets. I'm making my last little parlay right now. I'm gonna shoot this shit for 4 more minutes. Appreciate everybody sliding through these jump both shows today. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been on my grind a little bit today, man. I had to get back right today. You know what I mean? I've been off. I got to get back right. Got to get back on my, on my T's type deal. Had to give y'all one of them days. You know what I mean? Had to give y'all one of them days, man. I'm hungry too. I'm finna feed my face. Type deal. Got to roll me a bleezy. I'm putting in my soccer games right now. Putting in my soccer games right now, man. This should be taking time. Bro, I kind of know already with the basketball tournament, but I got to look over, the sideline counts and zip them up game. Got to see who I want to go. I'm taking the Florida team. I mean, in the sideline counseling. I'm going to put a couple of these soccer on here. These hella soccer games, you know what I mean? So I'm good on that. I'm good on that, man. Hell no, I got up to kill. I got 2 minutes. I mean, you making. I already made two. I already made two for us. You know what I mean? We got one for 100 and one for 50. I'm gonna get out to this joint in 2 minutes, y'all. It's hella soccer games, I'm finna feed my face in. I'm almost at the end now. Bet I'm finna put together the best ones now. I just picked all of them. Yep, I just picked all of them. But hell yeah, y'all finna get the fuck up out of here. Just wanted to drop in and tell y'all that Leo Santa Cruz accepted the WBA mandatory fight with L.Wood. He won't be vacating his belts, his 126 pound WBA belt, and he will be fighting. You know what I mean? L.Wood, this should be a good fight. You know what I mean? I expect somebody to get stopped in this fight. Both these dudes throw a lot of punches. You know what I mean? L.Wood coming off 2 knockouts in his last fight. Leo Santa Cruz coming off a tank fight and a victory in his last fight. So it should be interesting to see exactly where these two fighters at right now with the maturation of their career. I'm debating whether I'm finna rob the bookie or not. You know what I mean? But I am finna get up out of here. I appreciate everybody staying through this junk. I appreciate everybody that smashed the like button, everybody that will smash the like button, everybody that subscribed to the channel, everybody that will subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate y'all. Top Dog was good. Top Dog, Top Dog, do your boy a favor. Top Dog, do your boy a favor. Top Dog, smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate you starting through this. Top Dog, he said, I hope L.Wood knock Leo ass out. The nigga been ducking Gary Russell like a hoe for the longest. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't got no problem with Leo. I don't think Leo did was duck Gary Russell. A lot of people duck Gary Russell, though, He most definitely did duck Gary Russell. I think that's why a lot of people got a problem with Leo. I think if Leo never did that, we wouldn't have nothing bad to say about Leo. But he did duck Gary Russell. Can't deny that. But I appreciate y'all folks starting through this dance, getting all the way 17. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. This the present. This ain't the rocking. And I'm out. What up?